Let's start by creating a farm with a crop rotation component. We'll create a fallow wheat-wheat rotation for this demo. In step 1, we can specify the start and end year of the crop rotation, as well as the total area of the field. In step 2, we'll begin by adding crops to the rotation by pressing the Add Crop button. With each crop, you'll notice a field that appears on the right corresponding to the new addition. We will modify this top field to be fallow, and our other fields are set to wheat by default. To make any adjustments to the crop, select it in the crop grid and manage the details under step 3. Notice that different crop types have different tabs in step 3. Once your crops are configured correctly, click Next at the bottom to continue to the next screen. Here, we have the timeline view, where you can manage your fields over time. The timeline grants us the ability to create historical and projected production systems. For example, if our fallow wheat-wheat rotation only began in 1990, we can specify that in the timeline, and then create a historical rotation leading up to 1990. Likewise, if you are planning on changing your current rotation in the future, you can set that as a projected production system. To edit a new production system, you can select the system in the grid in the top left-hand corner, or by selecting the timeline unit on the bottom. For example, let's add a historical period to the first field. Click the field in the grid or the timeline, then click Add Historical Production System. Click on the new system to activate it, and then either double-click the new system or click Edit Selected. We will make this historical selection a continuous crop system of wheat. We will also add a projected system on the same field. Activate the field again and click Add Projected Production System. We will edit this system to have a continuous fallow crop, and we will set the end date to 2030. The dates can be changed in the top left-hand grid. Click Next to continue. This is the detail screen, which offers additional information regarding the fields for each given year. If the data here is incorrect, you can change it by selecting the appropriate cell and rewriting the data. Reload from previous screen is used if you made any changes to the fields after you have already calculated the results. To calculate the results for the new changes, click Reload Data from Previous Screen. You can also change the yield assignment method. Your options are small area data, average yield, custom yield, and input file. Loading an input file will replace all of the current data, but the file must be in the correct CSV format as specified by the message below. Each column has the ability to filter content. For example, if we want to see the data associated with the historical production system, then we filter that in the field name column. Finally, you are able to customize which data columns are enabled by pressing the Enable Columns sidebar. You can quickly select all columns, select None, reset to defaults, or invert selection. With this feature, you can choose to display only the information you are seeking. Click Next to continue. Once in the Results screen, you can navigate to the Multi-Year Carbon Modeling tab, which displays a graph of the resulting field and corresponding grid. The grid houses all the details that you would be interested in. Some of the important details are the carbon above and below ground inputs, and the direct and indirect N2O. Now we've covered the basics of timeline view, detail screen, and results. Navigating the entire results screen is covered more thoroughly in another tutorial.